Okay, let's do some plumbing. We're going to talk about pipes. Now, the idea of a pipe is a very old idea. In the old Unix and Linux days, pipes were very common. And we're going to talk a little bit about the differences between the way PowerShell does them and the way that Linux does them. But here's the idea. We're going to take the output of some command, put it in a pipe, and by the way, the pipe symbol is on the same key as the backspace or backslash key. It's just the shift backslash. And then we're going to take the output of that and put it into something else. Now, it wouldn't even make any sense to sort an object if we don't have an object to sort. So we have to have something to sort, and in this case, it's the output of the get process command. So let's take a PowerShell here and just do sort object. Well, there's no output because we don't have any input. But if I do get process and then pipe that, the output of get process to sort object, now you see that it sorts it, and it's sorting it by the process name here. That's the default behavior. We can sort it by, let's sort it by this ID field over here. And now you can see that this ID field is being sorted so that we have these 25,000s here, and it gets smaller and smaller as we go up. Let's look at the other direction. Let's do the same thing, but this time descending. And now you can see that we're sorting by ID and descending order. So that's what the pipe can do for us. Now, a couple of things about the pipe. First of all, don't confuse it with just a series of commands. There is another symbol that we can put in here we will talk about later if we just want to do one command and then another command, because in the console you can't do a set of things at once, right? So you type in one command and do it, and then you type in another command and do that. But you can do two commands one after the other in the console. It's actually the ampersand symbol. I'll give that away right now. Another thing is, though, the way that it works is different from the way it used to work in Unix and Linux. And let me demonstrate that with a PowerPoint over here. So here's the traditional pipe, the way Linux and Unix worked. We had an object. If we put an object in, we would get a text back out. You don't get the object back out. Now, we're going to talk later about what we mean by objects. But we get this text out, and then we just manipulate the text. However, with PowerShell, if I put an object in, I'm going to get an object back out on the other side. And then the interesting thing about that is that the object that we put in, not everything is always visible. Sometimes we have stuff in that object that we don't see on the screen, but it is piped nonetheless, and it comes out with all of that invisible stuff intact. Now let's talk about what we mean by that. Let's go back to PowerShell here, and I'm going to do get service. Whoops, I misspelled get. I put a getter, like get her done. Okay, get service. I have here 3 fields of information. These are called properties, by the way. And I have 3 properties: status, name, and display name. It turns out that there are 14 properties to services. And all 14 of those are actually in this output. The thing is that PowerShell is suppressing 11 of them, and you're not seeing them. But in the pipeline, they're still there. So that is one of the nice things that the pipe does for us.